Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. And, of course, this week, you got to have your brackets in for March Madness. I believe the deadline is Thursday at 9 a.m.
That's right.
And, yeah, you need to get those in. And, Drew, I heard you and Laura talking earlier that you haven't even started it yet, but I guess you're going to start doing the research today and getting going on that.
What research? Well, I don't do that. I just pick my favorite mascots and go from there.
Yeah, well, I every year I say I'm going to do a ton of research, and you look around for a bit, but a lot of times you lean towards the names that have done well in the past and interesting matchups. These days, though, there's so many talking heads that you can just sit and scroll and listen to people.
I feel like there's a lot of noise, and you get a lot of different opinions that kind of confuse you.
Exactly.
And throw off your instincts.
Now, granted, people are good talkers. They'll convince you that Norfolk State is going to upset the big dog or whatever, but it's really up to you and your gut in the end. Mm-hmm. And so I've had pretty good luck with being a late arrival to the table.
Yeah, pretty good. You've won like 2 years in a row, haven't you?
I've won the work one 3 times, but it's a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck that happens.
This ends this year, Drew.
I hope not.
We're coming for you.
Trying to build a dynasty.
How much money did you get from the work pool?
The work pool's not as lucrative as when I've won the buddy pools.
Right.
But a lot of times those brackets mirrored the same bracket I put into that. It was the same years that I was winning on both ends because I'm dumb enough to put the same bracket in 2 different things.
Well, there's a lot of people who do the research, like Drew, or at least try. And then there's a lot of people like Laura who will do it just based on colors or mascots.
Usually I do it like based on rankings, and every once in a while I'll throw like a weird one in there because there's always going to be upsets, and you never know where they're going to come.
Yeah, there is a number next to each team, and the lower that number, the better the team's supposed to be. So if you follow that and how cute the mascot is, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Well, here are a few March Madness bracket and betting tips if you need them.
Oh, here we go.
A couple of March Madness bracket and betting tips. I guess 6% of number 1 seeds have made it to the championship game since 1985. That's 40 out of 156.
Yeah, I feel like there's always a 1 seed there somewhere, at least in the Final Four. You can get pretty deep by picking one.
7% of number 2 seeds have made it to the finals, 12 of 156. 1% of number 3 seeds have made it, 11 out of 156.
Mm-hmm. So 3 is not a good number. Good to know.
6% of number 4 and 5 seeds have hit the finals. That's 4 out of 156. 3% of number 6 seeds have hit the big time, 2 out of 156. A number 7 seed has only made it to the finals once at 0.6%.
Whoa, what
Not
team was that?
Not a great spot.
I'm not sure what's
know?
in. I don't know.
It doesn't have all that. I mean, that would be a pretty big stat book.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that, those numbers are kind of important because they mean like you have to play a tough game early and then your next game's also a tough game rather than some teams in a certain level, they'll play a really tough team and then run into a crappy team. Mm-hmm. So it's just about seeding is a little confusing, but just know that 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
that's
I'm not
better
really sure.
than
Like
15,
when I hear
16.
seeds and stuff, I'm like, I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, like a 16 seed would be a tiny little school like University of Portland.
Okay.
A number 1 seed would be like the University of North Carolina.
A big school.
Yeah, the perennial powerhouses, the blue blood schools.
And what is it based on? Like how many games you've won in strength of schedule? Does strength of schedule come into play?
Yeah, how tough your schedule was and how much you thundered people. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But most of us don't watch college basketball all year.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it shows up right now.
Yeah.
Well, again, Thursday at 9 is when you need to have your bracket in. Laura, do you have an idea of what you're going to choose?
No,
is there a color that you fancy this year?
I don't even know who's in. I mean, I'm assuming
All
all the usual. Gonzaga.
The question is, how far do you take the Ducks? Because do you bet with your heart or your wallet? Because they play Friday at 7. They're a 5 seed.
Well, and I guess that's the benefit of having multiple brackets, so you can have your heart bracket and your head bracket.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, I'm going to procrastinate till about tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Who do you think is going to take it all? You can shoot us a talkback message through the iHeartRadio app. If you don't have it, download it for your cell phone, or just shoot us a text message through our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line at 98197.
1, 2, 3.
And now, Brews Sports. Here's Drew.
Well, a nice little bit of action out of the Trailblazers last night as they get the job done against the Washington Wizards behind Anthony Simons. And 30 points from him. Now the Blazers are looking down the barrel of the end of this season and have some big games coming up. Now, beating basically a super young, lowly team like the Wizards isn't going to prove much. Believe it or not, with all the wins that the Blazers have had lately, not a single win against a team that's over 500, which means have won more than half of their games since February 6th.
Oh.
It's been a minute. And who's coming up? The Grizzlies, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Cavs, the top teams in the entire league. So we'll see what the Blazers can do. The good news is all those games are home games. Get your tickets at blazers.com. 1 day's rest, and then they'll be at it. Now, Anthony Simons was asked how he feels about going against the Juggernauts.
We got to continue to, string together some wins and put ourselves in the best position to be that. So whether it's going against Memphis or Cleveland or Boston, we got to go through it to get what we want.
We'll see if they can get what they want. They're just 2 games out of the play-in. So you win 2, the team who's above you loses 2, and you start moving on up. There's your sports.
Thank you very much. More on the stories at 1059thebrew.com. Today's one of those days where there's just so much news.
Yeah.
Yesterday there was like no news. Today we have an abundance of news.
All the news.
All the news. Like this morning, we're reading that the astronauts are finally headed home from the International Space Station.
Yeah, they're going to be splashing down into the ocean somewhere this afternoon.
Oh.
From what I understand.
So actually on the way, not just promise.
Yeah, overnight, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore officially wrapped up an unexpected 9-month stay. So they got on their little capsule that finally showed up.
Yep.
And they're en route right now, I suppose.
I wonder how big that capsule is.
I don't think it's very big. From the pictures, you get like 2 or 3 people in there.
Looks like a little gumdrop.
Yeah.
I bet Butch is going to miss Suni. They've spent a lot of time together.
I bet. And like every
They're
video
forever
I
bonded.
see of them, they're just like so happy and smiling and like doing little flips in zero gravity. And I don't know. I think they were fine up there.
Who knows if they were getting enough air?
But they're probably ready to come home. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
up there. They were expected to be up there for 10 days. They've been up there now for 9 months.
Yeah.
And the guys are probably like, yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Nobody's fed the cat since I've been gone.
Oh, no.
I left the garage door open. I gotta get home.
How does that work with like reintroduction? Do you have to like be trained?
Yeah, so when
first?
apparently when they land, they put them in isolation for a bit, and it takes them a while for their bodies to adjust. Apparently,
Yeah.
the smaller you are, the quicker you adjust to being back on Earth.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
But they have to put them in some sort of like airtight rooms, and then they just kind of chill for I think a week.
Like
or
practice walking for a minute.
Stand on the ground.
They have to get
for a
all
bit.
of that back because they haven't. There is some sort of exercise up there, but really, it's not It's not like it is here on Earth.
not
I bet your legs feel weak,
Yeah.
because, you don't use them for a couple days in there.
Like instead of sea legs, you got space legs.
As your equilibrium's off and you're nauseous for a while. So.
Yeah, maybe they need to have a couple of cold drinks just to have that feeling of, whoa.
Get me to In-N-Out Burger at Chick-fil-A.
Right now.
And I need a beer.
After all that time, you probably throw it up, but it
Yeah,
would be
right.
delicious.
Because you've been
Yeah.
eating food out of like a little packet for 9 months.
Yeah, some freeze-dried, gross squirting.
Whatever. Have you ever had the Neapolitan freeze-dried astronaut food? It's delicious.
Every day for 9 months.
Well, we'll keep you posted on what's going on there. Real fast, so I want to tell you about my friends over at The Advocates. If you've ever dealt with an insurance company, you already know how frustrating it can be. Every month they'll take your money, happily saying they'll be on your side when you need it, but when push comes to shove, when it's time to pay up, when you need money for your issues, they become really difficult. And it's frustrating because they're not on your side, these insurance companies. They say they are, but they're just not. You're just a number to them. That's why you need to reach out to The Advocates, because The Advocates, Ken and Donnie at The Advocates, are going to make sure that you're taken care of. They're going to make sure these insurance companies don't take advantage of you and steamroll you. They just want to make sure that you get paid what you're owed, because that's really all you're asking for. So check them out at advocateslaw.com. If you've been injured in an accident, even if you haven't yet, write that website down, because eventually you might be, and you're going to need them. They've gotten over $100 million for their clients, and they don't get paid until you win, so there's no risk to you at all. Advocateslaw.com. If you've been injured in an accident, you need more than a lawyer. You need an advocate, all right? Advocateslaw.com. Tell them Tanner sent you.
Now, what's trending?
Oh, I got a great clip to play for you here.
Uh-oh.
This is why Ring doorbell cameras or any of those doorbell cameras are some of the greatest inventions in the history of man.
They really are.
So this homeowner caught an Amazon driver having like a little rant to the camera. I guess you know what it sounded like? It sounds like it's the Amazon driver's last day and they're telling this person off.
Okay.
So they're speaking directly to the person.
Yeah, they're looking right at the camera.
Got it.
So they don't know if they're watching it live, but they know that they will see it. So
Okay.
This is the moment that went viral on the internet.
I've been waiting on this day to tell you how much I hate this house. The waters, all the you order, all the I hate it. I hate this house. I hate that you order. You are the laziest house in this whole neighborhood. You're inconsiderate. You're full of I hate everything about y'all. I hate it. All you have to do is order the store from Walmart pickup or Central pickup or whatever and go put in your own truck and go do it yourself. You are the laziest sons of ever. And then people bring we break our backs, we break our necks, we break our nails, we break everything to bring you and you're ungrateful as I hope you know that.
She turned around and walked away.
I need to know
Wow.
more. Like, I need the backstory here. Obviously, this person orders a lot of Amazon.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they've been rude to her
I don't know. I just think that
something.
it sounds like they order dumb things like candies and stuff. Now,
Yeah, but you would know that. Like
sometimes I order a lot of stuff, and I've thought about this. Like, you know, there's sometimes I've ordered things like earlier in the afternoon on a Monday, and then later that night I remember I need something else, so I order something else, and it kind of comes at different times.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, you know, I would imagine that sometimes it's the same Amazon drivers. Do they get annoyed when they're just constantly coming to my house to drop off one package of socks?
Probably, but I think it's just more to do with the quantity and not the item in the box.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's a lot.
Yeah, it does sound like
They're
all
going
they do
crazy.
is order Amazon. Yeah.
It's interesting too because and maybe it's I don't know what size city they're in, but at my doorbell cam, I don't think I have ever and now I don't pay a ton of attention, but I never recognize the same person.
I
Yeah.
haven't either. I'm just saying that I order so much that I can't imagine that the same person hasn't delivered at least once or twice to my house.
I'm sure they have.
You know,
That
and
is
then-
kind of weird that like you don't see the same Amazon person over and over again like you do your
because they got a gajillion
like
people.
mailman or something. Yeah.
I could see the Instacart person. You know, like the one that has to, when they go handpick your groceries
Yeah.
and then they bring them over to your house and they don't work for the store. I could see those people want to strangle you. You know, like it's the same idea as the Amazon, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, when you read the comments, a lot of people are on the side of the Amazon driver. And some people understand, you know, where the homeowner's coming from, but a lot of people are like, yeah, you know, Laura says this to me a lot when I order groceries because I'll order groceries delivered.
just go to the damn store yourself.
I don't want to. You know, the bags hurt my hands. So, I don't want to carry them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I going to the grocery store is such a pain in the ass because usually when I go, it's about 3 in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a madhouse. And it's
You know
just,
how
I don't like it.
You know how you take care of that problem? You go at a different time during the day.
Well, that's what's convenient for me. So that's just the way it works
just
in my
seems
life.
like it's convenient for everybody else too.
Well,
But
that's
since
the
you-
time. A lot of people are like getting ready for dinner and stuff. And
Yeah.
And you're a bachelor. You're not having to buy, you know, like, because it's more complicated when you got to have a huge cart full of stuff. Like, he can pick and choose what he wants delivered. I mean,
yeah, and I can go to the grocery store whenever I want.
yeah, you do. you,
can.
you are allowed in. That's for damn
But
sure.
that's even, I feel like Instacart's even worse. Like, because when you are receiving an Amazon package, your driver doesn't necessarily know what's inside the package. But when you are having Instacart delivered, they have to go hand pick everything that you have ordered. So they're probably judging you so hard. Like, bro, wow, another frozen pizza.
I'm seeing
Wow.
no vegetables in this grocery bag.
You need
No
this
vegetables.
ice cream? I don't think you do.
But yeah, this Amazon driver's just had it with this house.
I've been waiting on this day to tell you how
I've been waiting on this day. I love that. You know, they've
I
been
want to know what happened.
just steaming. I guarantee you they've been ordering too much and they've just been delivering.
Yeah.
That's what sounds like what it is.
I've been waiting on this day to tell you how much I hate this house. The waters, all the you order, all of the I hate it. I hate this house.
And it's probably a lot of heavy stuff. She said waters.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
I
Yeah.
hate that you order. You are the laziest house in this whole neighborhood. You're inconsiderate. You're full. I hate everything about y'all. I hate it. All you have to do is
This probably felt great. I hate everything about y'all. I bet it felt so great after months of just it festering.
Yeah, and dragging their dog food up the
Yeah,
driveway
right.
and their stacks of water.
Like
She had
I have
to have
kitty
been-
litter. I have kitty litter delivered twice a month.
Yeah, I have kitty litter and cat food. So it's like double the pain in the ass.
Yeah, because and that's tough. The kitty litter is heavy.
Well,
Do
it's
they
funny
carry
'cause-
that up your stairs, or they
No,
leave
they
it?
just leave it at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my ex used to work for FedEx, and that was one of his biggest complaints. He's like, I hate chewy boxes because they're so heavy.
Yeah,
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's how you end up like this.
order the store from Walmart pickup or Central pickup or whatever and go put in your own truck and go do it yourself. You are the laziest sons of ever. And then people bring the break our backs, we break our necks, we break our nails, we break everything to bring you and you're ungrateful as I hope you know that.
I'd love to talk to some maybe some Amazon drivers, UPS drivers, FedEx drivers. Do you get frustrated delivering to the same houses over and over and over again? Do you feel the same way this lady does?
Yeah, that had to have been her last day.
It sounds like it, right?
Right.
I've been
It
waiting
is.
for this, and I don't have to worry about it anymore because I'm done.
Because day 800 of a heavy item, this might just be the family that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Like this is,
She might be they might be the reason she quit.
yeah. Well, I mean, you've been doing it for everybody, and then you just get a little more steamed, and this is the day.
866-445-1059 is the phone number. You could also shoot us a text message on our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line at 98197 or a talkback message to the iHeartRadio app. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. Happy Tuesday. Got to be honest, guys, I'm feeling pretty good about playing the bagpipes yesterday for St. Patrick's Day.
You did a great job.
Oh, I don't know about great.
I mean, you did way better than even Bill the bagpiper said you did better than he thought you were going to.
He goes, you're not even going to be able to make a sound. And then I made a sound right away.
Yeah, you made sounds.
I was pretty happy about
that.
that.
You got your bag going quick.
Yeah, it was an awful sound, but I made a sound. But if you missed Bill the Bagpiper teaching me how to play the bagpipes yesterday, you can go and check out the podcast at 1059thebrew.com. There's also video posted right now on our Instagram and TikTok pages.
Yeah, go see the video because Tanner, I really thought he was going to pass out. The way your cheeks were all blown up and your face was turning red. I
felt like it. I felt because I was putting he goes blow harder, and so I'd blow harder, and then he goes, now you're blowing too hard.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're yelling at me.
Yeah, I feel like you're making me very stressed out.
Yeah, angry band teacher.
I feel like if I had another chance, because I need to learn a chord. Once I learn a chord, I feel like then I can figure it out. But I was happy with it.
Maybe this is your new calling in life.
I don't know. They're pretty annoying. I can only handle the bagpipes once in a while. Once a year. St. Patrick's Day,
Given the circumstances, it went pretty well. You're under duress. It gets handed to you in the middle of this.
Yeah,
I thought it was
fun.
good.
It was fun though. We'll do more lessons on the show. Maybe someone will come in here and
get a xylophone.
I want one of those. I want theremin, the thing you don't touch, and it just.
Oh
goes,
yeah,
that's what I want to play.
Oh, I'm sure
that'll
get
me one of those.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Go check out the videos. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Tanner, Drew, and Laura, or at 1059 The Brew. So yesterday off the air, we were talking about artificial intelligence, and it's kind of rampant right now. The AI, we're in the AI era.
Yeah.
And I was watching the news the other day, and they're saying 3 to 5 years, the whole world's going to be different, and it's going to take a lot of jobs, which is unfortunate.
In a scary way.
In a very scary way. And then Laura said, because I downloaded ChatGPT for my cell phone. Like, I haven't really used it yet, but I've got it on my phone.
Yeah.
But a lot of kids are using it. I guess a lot of kids are using it to do tests now and to cheat on
like homework. And stuff. Yeah.
A lot of people are using it to write movies and to make scripts and things like this.
It's so lame.
It's super lame.
Yeah.
But Laura, you go yesterday. I've used ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I asked it a question.
I haven't necessarily asked it a question, but I've used it to like create drawings for me. So like I had this period of time where I wanted to learn how to draw, but I needed like an example. So I asked ChatGPT to draw me what I wanted to draw, and so I could just use that as an outline. It didn't go very well.
Oh.
Then I also asked it to. There was a trend going around where you could turn your pet into like a Pixar movie.
I remember that.
So I asked ChatGPT to turn my pet into a Pixar movie, and that was really fun. I was doing that for a while. I was doing everybody's pets. I was like, look, I made Cooper into a Pixar movie. It's crazy.
I'm an artist.
Yeah, but I've had friends who like have their, you're gonna roll your eyes, but like who, when they pull tarot cards, they have ChatGPT like interpret their readings. I have another friend who asks ChatGPT relationship advice. I mean, people use it for all sorts of stuff.
That's not pathetic at all. What did you ask ChatGPT or any sort of artificial intelligence? That's what we want to know this morning. Have you ever asked ChatGPT or any other AI service a question? And what was it? And did it tell you that the human race is doomed? Because that's what I imagine. That all answers. It all comes down to that.
Ooh.
I wonder what it would say. How do you make risotto? The human race is doomed.
You're like, I know eventually, but how about for now, risotto?
I will kill you all. So what is something you looked up? Drew, have you used ChatGPT yet?
Yeah, not to look anything up per se, but I have used it as almost, I'd call it maybe like a thesaurus, long-form thesaurus for like if you have to give a speech,
right,
or you have to do a presentation. I've used it to get off the ground, I've never used it to write a speech, but I put my speech into it,
right,
or I put all my ideas into it.
Like when you put your speech into it, and then what? Like have it edited?
Well, if you put your speech into it, it'll rewrite it, and you'll hate it. You won't, but you do that just to see what it thinks. But you don't use that one. You basically put all your ideas that you want in there, and it'll come up with a creative way to say a sentence or two. And so you're like, oh, maybe I could use it like that, and then I could ask it to say that a different way, say that a different way,
flowing.
and it'll get your brain going so you can write.
Wow.
You know how you get like writer's block when you got to do a whole thing and you're on the first page and your pen's just sitting there?
Yeah.
Just a jump off point. Because if you're more creative than it is, and right now it's not funny, it can be empathetic, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
You know, so like if you want something to have wit, you got to do that. Mm-hmm. Or it's going to be corny.
What is something that you asked ChatGPT? 866-445-1059 is the phone number. You can also hit us up via the TalkBack machine, which doesn't sound old at all. Download the iHeartRadio app for your cell phone. Once you have the Bruce streaming, press the microphone button to record something.
Got something to say? Call Tanner, Drew, and Laura anytime at 866-445-1059. You're waking up with Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Well, more and more people are using artificial intelligence like ChatGPT. I have not actually used it yet to ask any questions. I was at the bar the other day, and there was somebody sitting at the bar next to me with their laptop open, just punching away questions and prompts into ChatGPT. And the person he was sitting next to, he was talking to him like he was a programmer going, you don't understand what this thing can do. It is so powerful.
This is the downfall of our society, right? Like, everyone's going to be so dumb.
So stupid, right?
So
I was watching some live stream on Twitch the other day, and this kid was asking ChatGPT questions, and he was asking the questions in a way where they were barely questions, and like Google couldn't even figure out what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
But like that's just the beginning. Nobody's going to be using their brains at all. They're just going to be asking questions.
It gets rid of all critical thinking.
That's exactly right. Like, that's what I was thinking, is that it's one thing to be able to get from point A to point B, but to not critically think.
Solve some problems yourself.
Yeah, you are going to run into an absolute buzzsaw when, because all of this ChatGPT stuff, it's very gimmicky too. Like, when you look at what it writes for you or the pictures it makes for you, like, it's the same thing recreated, just regurgitated a little bit differently.
And it's not really fully accurate yet. Like, if you look closely, sometimes the people have like 6 or 7 fingers.
Yeah, the hands. It really has a tough time with the hands.
Yeah, it's not really accurate yet. Beefwater's in here.
What's up?
You are kind of an old-fashioned person. Yeah. Are you somebody who uses ChatGPT? Because you're in a creative world too. You might need a little bit of help.
So here's where I'm at on AI. I don't like it. I don't like it from the sense of what you guys just said. I think that it's easy isn't always better, right? Like, it's cool that it's there. It's cool that it's available, but it's not necessarily good. So can it do good things? Probably so. Am I impressed at what I've seen? Absolutely. Where it can just fabricate a photo out of thin air, amazing. But I think ultimately, as it gets better, it's going to cause us a whole lot of problems.
You know what's AI is so frustrating? Am I the only one seeing just tons of videos of people scraping barnacles off whales?
Yeah.
What the hell's happening?
And they're dried beans, though. They're not even barnacles.
The dried bean thing is because it's on people's legs. It's like on rocks. I'm like,
but
what
I just see
doing?
videos of like, they're so fake. They'll just it'll be like a whale laying on its back, just like in the water.
Yeah.
Letting people use a huge shovel and scrape them off his stomach. And I'm seeing it every time I log onto the internet. And I have no idea. I've never looked for that.
Well, it is a good time. When you go out and scrape barnacles off a whale out in the middle of nowhere, it's
so
pretty fun.
Is it just a completely AI video?
Hey, they're all like they're all different,
Yeah,
and they're definitely not real.
It just doesn't make
I just don't
sense.
understand it.
I feel like
and
it's
it's
one
lame.
of those. I feel like it's one of those things, where you have like the fear of holes, and then like all these flowers with holes keep popping up. I feel like it's one of those things.
I actually love those.
You know?
In the deep fake things where it's like the AI is manipulating a still picture or whatever to make things sound like things. And while it's corny and fake looking, and you can tell, some people are so dumb and gullible that all the AI is just going to blend into what is real. And that's because right now we're like, well, we remember before. Well, we know what happens to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cliff's Notes, right? Like, you just, it's the shortcut to anything that you want to do. I don't like it that you used to be able to have to be a clever writer or be able to come up with things on your own. Now you can just punch it in.
Yeah, that
there,
bothers me.
And I don't
That
like
is
that.
lame.
Now anybody can be funny or anybody can be a good writer.
We want to know if you've ever used artificial intelligence before, if you've ever asked ChatGPT a question. Laura has. I haven't done it yet. Nobody else in here has except for Laura. Sorry to put you on blast. I don't mean to.
No worries. I'm just, I was curious to see what this thing could do.
Well, you're not the only one. Apparently, this research, Pew Research Center found 55% of Americans regularly interact with artificial intelligence.
Regularly.
Well, 27% doing so several times a day, and 28% once a day or several times a week.
Well, every time you Google something now, there's an AI generator going
That's
at the top of
true.
the page.
I don't know.
That's
I'm not sure if
true.
that's what they mean.
But I mean, that is a good
Yeah, I
point,
don't
though,
either.
because when you Google something, it doesn't just pop up Google results now. At the very top, it's like AI,
Google
blah,
AI,
blah, 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 blah.
Google AI is often wrong, so just be careful because it'll tell me things and I go, I know that's not right, and I'll have to look it up and I'll find out for sure. So just be careful because It's sketchy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Beefwater's not having it.
Yeah, I'm just nervous about it. Like, I feel like it needs to be controlled in some capacity.
I know,
'cause, man, you can, especially when you get into the deep fake stuff, like you can create problems for people.
Oh, I'm going to create major problems for you.
Bring it on.
Have you doing some weird stuff?
I am surprised, though, at the lack of regulation. Like, you'd think that they would be rolling that out immediately, but it feels like it's kind of a free-for-all right now.
Yeah, right.
And it's going to be hard to control when everyone has their own browser.
Yeah.
Last night I made Tanner rob a bank.
We got talkbacks coming in through the iHeartRadio app. You can send us one anytime. Download the app for your cell phone. Once you have the Brew streaming, press the microphone button. Have you ever used artificial intelligence?
I build houses. I'm about ready to go build one. Ask Chat IATP how to build a house. It'll tell you, but then you have to go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, love.
Well, they are printing houses now, too. So
That's true.
Yeah, pretty
Scary.
soon
3D printed
it's
houses.
going to spit one out.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I'm almost 50, and I use AI as of a year ago just to proofread emails and stuff, so I get how handy it is in the business world. But yeah, I can't agree more that it is making people dumber.
Right.
Like, just to rely on AI to do everything for them. And I guess like what you talked about, seeing somebody at a bar just generating questions and interacting with it is so weird to me.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's going to make human interaction way worse. And like in 50 years, are we even going to talk to each other in person at all? Or is that going to be as weird as talking to people on the phone now? You know, because most people just want to text.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like kids, you know, I have kids, and like face-to-face interaction almost seems forced sometimes. You know, it's just like, hey guys, what are we going to talk about? Yeah, you're right. It's perpetuating it the wrong direction.
The kids thinking, I'm going to go in my room and ask ChatGPT how to get out of this next time.
Yeah.
Look, my son will send me a text when we're both inside the house. So it happens.
Right.
Okay.
I
Thanks
think
for the
There's
comment.
parents that do it too.
Oh, well, of course.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
my
not just
mom
the
wasn't going to
kids.
get up for anything. She's going to text me if she needs something. Bring me a drink, a nice tea. Thanks, bro.
But the lack of critical thinking is the easy answer to some of it is like make your kids read real books.
Yeah.
Like my kids have to read 20 minutes a day, real book. And so like that doesn't allow anything to influence you other than words on a page. And it's amazing how we get away from that. You look at them with a book and it looks like they're holding dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Have you ever used artificial intelligence like ChatGPT?
Yes, but you got to look at it this way. It's a tool, no different than a hammer. Used properly, a hammer could build a house. It could also kill somebody. It's a tool. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, like, let's say you're a director, a film director. Use it, but don't abuse it. So maybe use it to guide you, but don't use it to write your script. Use it to
exactly
fix some grammar.
For example, I used it to form my first letters with an IRS letter to the IRS for a litigation. You know, it gives you a broad outline, and then you fill it in. You know, you have to massage it, make it work for what you're actually doing. But it can give you a like a format of how they expect the letter, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I guess that can be really handy.
Now you think about it, also, you want to sound smart when you come at the IRS or anyone of authority, you know, and so like sometimes the way I talk is a little too broski.
Yeah.
You know, and so it would I think it would be nice to like put a little bit of polish on that bad boy.
And especially with stuff like that, it's like I have no knowledge of how to write a letter to the IRS. So having an outline like that, I feel like would really be helpful.
Yeah, exactly. And they expect a certain format.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't have that format, it just doesn't get looked at properly.
So
you don't have the information that they need.
That's why he uses ChatGPT. I get it.
That makes sense.
All right, thanks.
It's like Mad Libs.
It's a tool. That's it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Just fill in the blanks. I need a noun. What are we doing here? I need a noun.
Cow.
Yeah, I guess in that regard, it can be pretty helpful. I fear that people are going to abuse it.
Just use it the wrong way.
They're going to use it the wrong way.
Yeah.
They're going to use the power for
evil.
It's already
For your
happening.
lazy bones.
I mean, I feel the same way about social media in a sense. Like it's dumbed us down quite a bit. We immediately take information that we see on there, take it as the gospel. We don't look in any further for what may or may not be the truth,
Right.
and then we just start spouting off about it.
People aren't curious anymore. They don't want to. They don't question anything. They just see it and they're like, "Yep."
Yep.
You know. So I think.
I saw it on the medias.
Yeah.
Social media, so you can't tell me I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. Well, there it is. I am going to get ChatGPT and I have it do everything for me from now on.
Yeah,
it seems pretty intuitive.
When does my robot come in the mail?
All right, in a few minutes, we do have tickets to go see David Spade. Comedian David Spade's going to be at the Schnitz, and we'll send you there coming up here in like 10 minutes. It's 105.9 The Brew. Tanner, Drew, and Laura, happy Tuesday. few more text messages coming in regarding the AI conversation we had. Laura was telling us yesterday that she used ChatGPT a couple of times, which is, we got a text from somebody saying, what the hell is ChatGPT? ChatGPT has been in the news a lot lately, and it's artificial intelligence. It's you ask it questions, it will give you, it's
answers.
not like Google. It's like a person that knows everything.
It'll like explain it to you in detail.
Yeah, and it can it can help it can help you write things. Kids are using it to cheat on their reports in school and their homework, and it's a pretty powerful tool, and it's just getting smarter as every single day as people use it.
It's getting smarter as we're getting dumber.
I wonder if teachers, though, are going to get their version, of where they put your homework through it to find out if it was used in
Plagiarized,
ChatGPT.
yeah.
Seems like it would have to be a thing.
Well,
right?
some guy said that he typed in some stuff for work, and then this came out in the news yesterday. He typed in some stuff for work, and ChatGPT told him to do it himself, and it's getting people a little concerned, going, "What? It's now that's what it's for," and now it's throwing a fit, saying it doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's
lazy old GPT.
Yeah,
Come on, get up off your butt.
But what happens when it gets angry? You know what I mean?
Yeah, when it decides that it's done listening.
1471 says ChatGPT equals Skynet. We are in trouble. 7677 says AI is going to turn our society into a new society like the movie Idiocracy. We're already there, man.
Too late.
Well, and ChatGPT is just the most popular name for it right now. The bigger companies have it too. I mean, Google's is called Copilot. They have their own names for each one. Every big dog has one.
Yeah.
1912 says, I use AI to see how well it does poems compared to me, but I like mine better. It's from the heart.
What if you're like, every time they do it, it's beautiful. Mine are trash.
That'd be such a bummer.
I'm
never going to be able to write poetry like ChatGPT.
Yeah, they bet they get all the girls.
Yeah. Damn, GPT, you nailed that one.
98197 is our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. It's time to play the 5 and 10 game.
Hey.
I'll take it. All right, it's a very simple game. We're going to give you a category, and you got to list 5 items in that category in just 10 seconds. On the line this morning, tickets to go see comedian David Spade.
All right.
From Saturday Night Live and Black Sheep and Tommy Boy.
Yep.
I love Black Sheep, and both Tommy Boy and Black Sheep are some of my favorite movies. I remember
Same.
when Chris Farley fell down that hill.
Yeah.
He just keeps falling. I think that's Black Sheep. I'm not sure which one that is.
I think it is Black Sheep.
Whichever way, I think it might be.
Hold on.
They bleed together to me over time.
I think it is Black Sheep, where he just falls down the hill and he just keeps falling hard. He's like, "Oh, a snake looked at me."
It's Black Sheep.
Yeah, it's great. I love me some Chris Farley. Man.
I saw an interview with David Spade where he was talking about how Farley would do stuff so funny in just like one random take that they'll come back to it 20 takes later and be like, "You did the funniest thing ever. It's not in the script. We have to use it." And that's why Fat Guy in a Little Coat even ever made it in because he got bored once and did the thing.
All right, we got these tickets here. Let's go to... Hi, who's this?
This is Chris.
Hey, Chris. What's happening, brother?
Not much.
All right, we got David Spade tickets on the line here. We're going to give you a category, and you got to name 5 things in that category in just 10 seconds to win the tickets. If you don't win, you got to listen to us give the tickets to some guy who's just waiting on the other line.
Womp womp.
Who did nothing.
Lazy guy.
All right. This morning, Chris, you have 10 seconds to name 5 astrological signs. Your time begins now.
Aquarius, Aries, Scorpio, Libra, and Sagittarius.
Hey, that's it. Look at that.
Nice.
Wow.
Crushed it.
Plenty of time to spare, too.
Yeah, I'm really into that stuff.
Are you?
Oh, just hang out with
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all. He's like, it's terrible.
Not at all.
Hold on, let me put my crystals down.
Laura came up with this one today, and
Naturally.
and Drew and I were like, I don't know that I could do it.
I thought it would be...
Well, the truth
Go ahead.
the truth of it is my wife talks about it so much that I'm kind of sick of it, but thank God, now I know it all.
It paid off. It paid
You
off.
should thank her.
Yeah,
Your annoying hobby paid off.
I could work my way
Yeah, I'm not
through
going
a
to thank
handful.
her. Then I'll have to hear more about it. No.
But Laura could probably pound them all out in 10 seconds.
I certainly could. Well,
Laura,
I don't know.
you're a Scorpio, and
that's correct.
What are you, Chris?
An Aries.
You're an Aries, so am I.
Oh, just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rule.
Yeah,
The Aries rule.
That's
Everybody
right.
knows it.
Oh, okay. That's such an Aries thing to say.
I'm a
Well,
Gemini.
that's because we're leaders. So follow.
Yeah, you're almost as good as a Leo.
Is that what you are?
Yeah,
Almost.
Yeah. Beefwater's a Leo.
We're the
I don't know.
strongest.
I hate
We're
all
the
of this.
strongest.
See, this is why we shouldn't have used this
strong-headed.
category.
I hate all this.
Now we're in it.
You're kind of stubborn.
Just a
Oh,
little.
God.
Hang on the phone, Chris. We'll get your information, and we will see you at the David Spade show coming up in, when is that?
June.
June?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I bet he's an Aries.
No, you'd be
Spade?
a Cancer. A Cancer would be celebrating their birthday when this show is happening.
I don't know, but his lucky numbers are 27 and 19.
Yeah, 98197 is our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. Hang on.
big story.
It's time for the big story, where we go around the room sharing what we think the biggest stories of the day are. Drew, you want to go first?
Yeah, it looks like there was no winner in the Powerball jackpot for St. Patty's Day. You
Oh,
didn't.
man, I was really hoping someone would get lucky.
No, you didn't get your pot of gold, but that means
Powerball.
more money for everyone else. Now, I didn't have a ticket, so I always like to see a little roll up when nobody's got a chip in the game, but $398 million was the draw there. Now, this is going to go up considerably now that we don't have a winner. Now, I don't know. I've got a little bit of fatigue, but I'm kind of hoping that maybe this is going to be the chance to retire us off and get out of here.
You gonna get a ticket? You think
Over $400 million.
Okay, is that the limit? Once you
Well,
cross that
once you get 400 million, then I can. Well, because you know what would be weird is to win the minimum, which is what, 10 or 20 million,
Yeah.
and then they take half, and then they take a chunk, and everyone wants to be retired, and you have like $4 million.
I mean,
that would be the weird one.
I would still take $4 million bucks.
Yeah, I know, but then how
Yeah.
many? It's hard to grease the palms that are all staring at you.
That's true.
I think the big story of the day is the JFK assassination files are to be released today. I guess it's going to be approximately 80,000 pages of documents.
Oh my God.
Related to President John F. Kennedy's 1963 assassination. They're going to be released today. The move fulfills a campaign promise to declassify these records, which have been the subject of public interest and speculation for decades. Files will be released unredacted, so you're going to see none of those little blacked out lines.
Right.
Really?
So, and I guess that they'll be online here shortly, if they're not already. The documents have been compiled by Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. While the experts caution against expecting groundbreaking revelations, the unredacted files are anticipated to provide deeper insights into these historical events. So that's going to be...
Who's going to be reading 80,000 pages?
Somebody is, and
someone
they're
will,
going to be giving us the cliff notes, but I guarantee
I think what
you...
people like CNN and Fox do is they'll have, let's say they have 80,000 pages, they'll give, a gang load of people, here's a section you read a section of this, you read a section of that, and then you bring a report, and then we put all that together.
Summarize everything. I do worry, though, that even though this is interesting that it's not redacted, that it's not all there, that the files aren't all there. It's just after all this time, it's hard to trust that they're just going to come clean, but I can't wait to hear what they say.
Yeah. I think the big story is that spring break is coming at PDX. Friday, actually. This coming Friday, it starts, according to PDX. 820,000 travelers are expected to move through the airport through Sunday, April 6th. Travel is expected to be slightly higher than last year, and Monday, March 31st, and Friday, April 4th are expected to be the busiest days. That means security lines could be long. They're advising travelers to arrive 2 hours before their flight. Parking is also anticipated to be full. So just a heads up, if you're going to be traveling like Tanner and myself and Casey Beefwater Bay as well. So just get to the airport early and be prepared.
Yeah, Beefwater, you're flying tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, I fly tomorrow.
You're going to Dallas or to
Yeah, I'm going up to
Texas?
Dallas, into Waco, down to San Antonio, through Austin. We're covering some ground.
better not have any weed on you down in Texas, boy. Down here, we put you criminals away.
I know how to juggle and I know how to smuggle.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Both great skills.
All right.
Maybe juggling in jail. Welcome to El Paso.
More on those stories at 1059thebrew.com. Coming up next, another edition. We haven't done this in a couple weeks. Another edition of Who's the A-Hole?
Oh, I love this segment.
Me too. We got an email from a listener who has got an issue, and honestly, it's one of those things where I feel like it could go both ways. Maybe they're both A-holes.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll share you the story, and you tell us coming up here in less than 10 minutes. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on 1059 The Brew. It is now time for another edition of Who's the A-Hole. We're going to give you a scenario, a real-life scenario, and you just have to tell us who the A-Hole is in the situation. And this is from a listener. We got this email from a listener, and I got to be honest, I kind of split. I kind of see it from both angles.
Okay.
But this is going to be one that I think is going to get people talking. It says, "Hi, am I the a-hole? Hey guys, am I the a-hole for not giving my coworker a ride after he didn't spot me $1 at the vending machine?"
Ooh.
I usually give my coworker a ride on the way back from work, usually driving 5 miles out of my way per day to drop him off at his place because he doesn't have a car. I've been doing that for about 2 years now, and I haven't asked for anything, and he's never offered anything. Well, yesterday, I was at the vending machine and I wanted a soda. I was short $1 and had left my wallet in my car. I would usually go get my wallet, but it takes forever to wait for the elevators at my workplace, so I asked if he could spot me $1 for the soda. He straight up refused and said, quote, "Just use your own money, man. I don't really give money to friends or coworkers. Sorry."
Oh.
He says, "I was taken aback by the comment because I've probably spent well over $1,500 in gas over the past 2 years for this dude, and he can't even spot me $1 just this once. I got pretty upset by that once it hit 5 p.m., I told him I'm not giving him rides for free anymore. He seemed pretty upset, and we haven't spoken since."
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that the guy is just an oblivious a-hole to not give him the $1.
Sorry, bro.
I don't
give money to friends.
Yeah, I don't give money to friends. Like,
Well,
what
then
is-
you don't
what is
have
that
any
about?
friends because that's not how that works.
And it's $1. Is that really any money? I mean, that's like it's like nothing.
Well, and also the
And
fact
he'll
that
give it
he's
to you
been
back.
freeloading this ride for 2 years, no offer to pay for gas or anything like that, and now this is just like such a big request.
And when you say friends or coworkers, like I'm like, so which one am I? If I've given you a ride and we've talked in my car for 2 years, which one am I? Am I coworker or am I your friend? Because that sounded like you don't know,
Right.
And you're abusing this friendship.
Well, yeah, that sounds like it's not really a friendship. He's just
Yeah,
using
like-
the dude to get a free ride from work.
And
Do they
dudes
hang
like
out
that-
after, out of work? It doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound
really.
like it
Dude,
really.
I feel like that would have been the end of it for me. I would have been like, not only am I not giving you a ride anymore, I don't really know you at work anymore either. So
Yeah.
don't ask me for anything.
But to
Because-
play devil's advocate, is it petty to be like, well, fine, then I'm not going to give you a ride? It's just $1 that we're talking about here. He
It's the
even
principle.
said he could have gone to this car to get it. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate because,
No, I get it.
does
that
he? Is that a little bit? Is it an extreme?
I think if the guy would have said, sorry, bro, I don't have $1 on me, like that would have been one thing. But the fact that he was like, why can't you just use your own money?
Yeah,
like
and then
that's
justify
what
it.
makes it so crazy.
Doesn't it sound like pube boy behavior, or am I just throwing the guy under the bus?
It's got some pube.
I feel like it's very pube.
I look at
pube-esque.
it, you've been doing somebody a favor every day, twice a day for 2 years, and then he asks you for what would arguably be the least you could do?
Right.
Spot him a buck? And
if we're
sorry, go
$1.
ahead.
If we're buds, I'm gonna bust your chops too. When I'm like, "Hey, can I borrow $1?" and you're like, "No, I don't really do that." I'd be like, "Really, d-bag? Like, are you kidding me?"
100%,
Like, because I'm gonna chastise you in a joking way to try and get you to snap out of it.
Yeah.
And give me the $1 so I can give it to you later. Like,
I'm on my way to my car to get a bar of soap and a tube sock, and I'm going to meet you in the bathroom.
Let's go to Michael. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Good morning. Who's the a-hole?
Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing?
We're doing well, man.
All right. Coworkers, the D-bag.
The guy who's been hitching a ride.
Yep, the guy that's been hitching a ride. He should have been offering some kind of gas money, or I'm gonna take you to lunch once in a while.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, and then the refuse. No, I don't give $1. Come on, man, it's $1. I'm going out of my way. You got me twisted.
And it does sound like
Come out.
it does sound like a bro move. Like, listen, I take you home every day. Just spot me $1. It's $1. It's not going to hurt you at all.
and like a step further, don't spot me $1. Give me $1.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and don't ever ask for
I'm
it
not
back.
going to give it back, and that's
do that all the
fine.
time.
Yeah.
Me and my boys do that all the time. Hey, it's your turn to buy the beers this week. Okay, ain't no problem.
Right.
But don't come over to my house and drink everything and then be like, I ain't buying nothing. That guy should have been giving gas money, buying lunch, doing something.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's just ice cold when they're both at the soda machine now. They don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. We appreciate it.
Coworkers, it is. That's it. All right, you guys have a good one.
Got text messages coming in on our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. Seems like people are feeling the same way here. 8,000 says my daughter. Oh, that's for AI. We'll get back to that later. And 9985 says good on him for telling him no more free rides. F that guy. 8826 says the ride freeloader is the a-hole. 6668 says, and he said spot. That means to me that he would have given the dollar back.
Yeah.
And he would have, but like, as if you're the bro that you know that it's been lingering that you owe gas money for years, like you'd think that every time he needs a little something,
right,
and you've got it, that you'd be kind of like, hey, here you go. Oh yeah, I got you. Here's some chicken crisps.
You know, I also feel like this dude probably feels a little resentful already. Like, I've been giving you a ride. You've never given me anything. This is just straw that broke the camel's back.
He did say, he's never offered anything, which means he's thought about it.
Right, of course.
It just, I don't know. I'm trying to play the devil's advocate here. Is it petty? Because I don't know if I were in that guy's situation that I could say, hey, man, I'm not going to give you a ride anymore. I think I'd probably just be a bitch and still give the dude a ride.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
And I hate that about myself.
It could be a little petty just because it's $1. So it's like, and your wallet's outside. So yeah, you can go get it. You've got legs
and then
to
after
walk. But like
2
Casey,
years to just pull the plug, for over $1. That's all I'm saying,
Well, it's not about the dollar.
Right.
It's about the guy's his outlook on the situation. That is, I'll take all the favors all day from you, but don't think twice about asking me for one.
Right.
And that's a bridge too far for me.
I would walk down to my car, I'd get my $1, I'd come up, I'd get my chili cheese Fritos, and I would eat them in the rain outside his window. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, I could see myself just still giving him a ride and being angry about it.
I'd give him a ride halfway.
I hate that.
I'd make him walk that second half home.
And with what Tanner's saying, because you're not always in an equal situation. Like, we're thinking about being at the water cooler next to our peers. Like, in here, if it's a higher level boss and you're trying to get your comeuppance and you keep paying your dues, you might just roll over and give him a ride at the end of the day. Right? Like when the status isn't equal, you can't necessarily say you're going to be like, you know what, punk, take the bus.
Right. I had a boss when this guy's not with us anymore, so I can tell the story. But when I worked for Z100, the program director of the radio station, he found out that I used to smoke a little pot.
Yeah.
And so he demanded that I drive way the hell out to Hillsboro, like deep Hillsboro. Hops Hillsboro, we're talking here.
Oh, yeah, all the way to the hops.
And like drop him off weed once a week. And I hated it. And I couldn't tell him no.
You're a slave
because he was my
to it.
boss.
Yeah, exactly. And if you were like, hey, can I get $1 for some Butterfinger bites? No, dude, I don't give money to friends,
left, right,
or
my face.
coworkers.
That's so shady, though.
It was.
Why did you have to drive all the way out there? Why didn't you just give it to him in the parking lot at work?
Because, dude, he was a dick, and I was a kid, and I was happy to be working, and also I kind of liked the fact that the boss liked me like that, but at the same time, it pissed me off deep down that I had to drive out there once a week.
That's an abuse of power.
Beefwater, it's because it's hard to fire your weed hookup.
Yeah, you can't fire me once I'm your employee and weed guy.
You can do the same business outside by your car versus having to drive all the way up to Hillsboro.
Yeah, but it's not as convenient. It's before Instacart, Insta-weed with Tanner.
You also had another coworker that you worked with, I believe, in the past that required a ride frequently from you.
That's true. Same time. It was around the same time, and he also lived deep Hillsboro. And
so you just must have had a taxi cab look about you.
I guess
people wanted you to.
And that guy stunk a little bit, so sometimes I'd have to crack the window.
Oh, that's
because
that's
it just smelled like butt.
What?
He just had that smell of ass. I don't know how to explain it.
I know what smell you're talking about. It's not great.
We got some talkback messages coming in through the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Blue Crew. This is Blackwell from Walla.
No, he's not actually chiming in on that. We want to know who's the a-hole here in this situation. I think a lot of people are saying that it's the coworker, but is it the other guy for being a little petty? Who's the a-hole here? 98197 is our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. Portland's Rock Station 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. So it's another edition of Who's the A-Hole. We got an email from a listener who apparently has been given a ride to a coworker, giving him a ride home every day for the last 2 years, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then the other day, he was at the soda machine, didn't have $1, asked that coworker that he gives a ride home to for $1, hey, can you spot me $1? I don't have to walk all the way to my car to get my wallet.
Right.
The guy said, no, I don't give money to friends or coworkers. Sorry.
Rude.
And so that guy said, well, you know what? I'm not going to give him a ride anymore, and just stopped giving him a ride. And apparently tension's pretty bad, and they haven't spoken since.
All because of a single $1.
So who is the a-hole here in the situation? 7677 says, it's not about the pettiness, it's about the principle. The freeloader passenger is an entitled D-bag. 9614 says, he should have been asking for gas money all of this time, so it's his fault for using his gas for this guy for free, but I don't blame him for not wanting to give him rides anymore.
Well, you can't ask for back pay. Like, you can't be like, well, yeah, I've done it for years, but yeah, you should speak up, but not all, like we said earlier, not all environments are a level playing field.
Yeah, like Beefwater's that guy. Beefwater will give you a ride across town, and he won't ask for anything.
Because I want to do it. If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't offer it. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'll give you a ride for $10. Like,
but
that
every
is weird.
day, though,
I know, I'm just saying you're a nice man.
Every day for no gas money, he's not pitching in at all. Like, that seems excessive. Now he's taking advantage of the situation, it seems to me.
So that's what I'm saying, like I said off the air. If it's on my way and I don't have to detour or whatever, that's one thing. But
This
if I
is
have to
5
go
miles out of his way.
5 miles out of the way, that's a lot in the morning.
That's 2 ways,
That
right?
is a
That's
lot of
5
work.
out
Like,
and then
that's a
5
lot.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 98197, that's our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. Drew's got sports coming up next. What do you have?
Tracy Morgan threw up on the court at a Knicks game. I'll tell you what happened.
That's right after Green Day on the Brew.
One, two, three. And now, Brew Sports. Here's Drew.
Well, nice little bit of action out of the Blazers last night as they hand the Wizards a massive loss. So much, in fact, that we were able to rest some of the starters down the stretch. Now, Anthony Simons put in 30 points before he got to sit out most of the fourth quarter. Now, they rallied back a little, but it wasn't enough. 112-97 the final. The Blazers really need to win them all from here on out. You can't really even ensure unless other teams start to lose, but it is the NBA. On any given night, anything can happen. Next game up, Grizzlies on Wednesday night at the Moda Center. Tickets at Blazers.com. Now, Tracy Morgan, everybody knows him from SNL, famous comedian, super rich after the Walmart accident. So rich, in fact, that he sits courtside at the New York Knicks games. He's a super fan. Well, he leaned forward and threw up all over the court yesterday. They had to actually stop the game. Medical personnel had to put him in a wheelchair. His nose was bleeding and wheel him off.
What happened?
Food poisoning happened.
Oh, no.
At least that's what he's saying, that some bad food he ate earlier in the day. He thought he would be able to shake it off, but things progressed in a negative way. As things got worse, he had nowhere to go and threw up right at his feet on probably some pretty expensive shoes. Yeah, there's your sports.
Thank you much. All right, coming up next, more of your calls and talkbacks regarding who's the a-hole. We also have some text messages regarding some topics that we were talking about earlier this morning. And in an hour from now, you guys, Beefwater will be in the studio for another free-for-all.
Oh, yeah.
He has scoured the internet in Portland, Salem, and Vancouver and looked for all the items people are giving away for free and put it all together for a quick report for you, all right? That's coming up at like 9:30 this morning. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. Happy Tuesday. That's pretty damn
Kinda
good,
like
man.
it. Yeah.
DJ Cumberbund came out with that yesterday for St. Patrick's Day. Laura tied one on so hard over the weekend that she forgot to wear green yesterday.
Yeah, so I'm making up for it today.
Yeah, today she's wearing the shirt that she was supposed to wear yesterday for St. Patrick's Day.
It's so green. I only wear it once a year, so I was like, well, I got to put it on.
Yeah, you look like a weatherman's background right
I know,
now.
I do. I look like a green screen. You wouldn't be able to see me. I'd just be a neck.
Yeah, if anybody who's got like Adobe After Effects or something.
Yeah, you could make a pretty good little thing out of Laura.
You could put anything on my shirt.
Take Laura's outfit and put like OJ's car chase in there or something.
Really
like that.
cool. I know. I look like a lime.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I am sweating corned beef this morning.
How was it?
It was delicious, but we ate nearly at 8 o'clock at night, so for me that's midnight.
Yeah.
But it was well worth it.
Good.
In the studio off the air, actually, Laura and I've just been hearing Laura like getting ready for her March Madness bracket. She's been like researching teams and
kind of
looking at colors.
Well,
That's
I mean,
good.
looking at the records and conference records and asking secondary questions, not what I would expect. She's really trying to.
And I hear you saying like, just go with your gut. Just go with your gut.
Well, because part of the reason I have to say that is I don't want to hear about it when I try and talk you out of something, and then a Cinderella miracle happens that would have, and then I'm to blame. So I think it's best for each individual to go with your gut.
What we're talking about right now off the air is Wofford versus Tennessee. And I just think Wofford, they have this cute little like Boston Terrier as their mascot.
Unreal.
And I think, not good.
There's a cute little 15 seed next to their name, too.
Their strength of schedule is 130th. So,
It's funny 'cause
they've got a chance.
Laura,
right?
Laura is just throwing hers together based on colors and mascots and stuff.
No, this is my second bracket, though. This is my party bracket.
And she is looking at, like you said, like the records and things like this. But I remember when because I don't do brackets, but I had the listeners build me one once.
Yeah.
And I think it got pretty far.
You did all right for a blind call.
Yeah, for just letting listeners choose it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just base it off the numbers, you'll be alive at the end of a week. Like if you always just closer to 1 is likely going to be something closer to 16. But
how good is it?
Cinderella's.
How satisfying is it for you when you got a friend who's super cocky about it and he's convinced, and then his bracket's busted day one or day two?
I feel like it happens pretty often.
I think there needs to be more of the punishment that these people get for being last, because that's like fantasy sports does it or whatever. But to be dead last in like a 20-person thing, you got to make them go streaking to the quad or something.
Yeah.
You almost have to work just as hard to be last as you do to be first.
Yeah, it's not easy to suck that bad.
Tanner, I think you should really fill one out this year. I mean, I know you
I guess
don't
I might.
care,
It's
but I think it would be
$10 to
fun.
get in the
It's just
company.
$10.
I could do. I just don't. I have no idea. I don't know anything
But
about
that's
anything.
okay. One time I lost one year to an 11-year-old who, her dad did know a thing or two about basketball, but I was so mad. It came down to the last game, and I was so close.
Laura was super bitchy to an 11-year-old after that.
That 11-year-old won $1,200.
Like,
Jeez.
for example, like Amy does not watch one college basketball game unless I'm watching a Duck game all year, every year. But she's in our work pool, and she's cashed money.
Oh.
She hasn't won it, but she's got top 3 get a little
Maybe
scratch.
Maybe I will. If you're going to fill out a March Madness bracket, the deadline is Thursday at 9 a.m. So you got to have them in, I guess, before you go to bed tomorrow, just make sure it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say cutting it too close, you never know when the system's going to get overloaded right there at the end and you glitch out and you're out of your whole thing for the next month. Sooner the better. From a guy who has not filled out his.
It's so funny because when our the guy who runs the work bracket here at the radio station sent an email out, was it last week? Mm-hmm. And what did he say? Because Drew came in here and he had to mention the line. It was funny.
Well, I didn't end up saying it on the air because I was going to.
I know.
It off,
That's why I'm trying to.
But I do. He said we'll see if Drew can bring it home again, or if somebody can dethrone. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to dethrone you with my Wofford Boston Terriers.
I don't
even know what their mascot
I welcome all competitors. That's what makes this fun, is you have just as much a chance to win as I do.
It is the Wofford Terriers. Go Wofford!
Go Terriers!
Go Terriers!
God, they're
yes!
fierce. Here come the Terriers. Yeah. Is this a dog show or a basketball game? Hey, come on. And the terrier is
Don't worry
making
about
a
it.
circle.
Don't worry about it, Drew. They've got crazy agility. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
So your bracket needs to be in by Thursday at 9 a.m. And they say that we're possibly going to lose $20 billion in productivity. I guess people stop working and they take days off, and then the economy, I guess, has a chance to lose $20 billion during March Madness. So try to get your work done, I guess.
And really, in the game, the early games, go look at it when it starts. You don't have to come back until like halfway through the second half where they're playing for their lives. Like first half, just calm down, finish your TPS reports, and then hit the end of those games.
Do you have an idea of who do you think right now, Drew? Like who are you leaning towards taking the whole thing?
I really don't know. Excuse me. I don't normally take a 1 seed to win it all, because Duke would be a 1 seed, and I don't want to get it wrong. A couple other big blue blood schools are 1s, but Tennessee's a 2 seed. Arizona's a 2 seed. Do you go
Alabama's a 2 seed.
Yeah, so something like that where you just hope to be the one person who took that team. But I don't have it yet.
And nobody's had a perfect bracket yet?
Never in the history of life.
They offered $1 billion at one point for a perfect bracket because it'll
Doesn't Warren
likely
Buffett
never
do that
happen.
every year?
He used to. I think people got over the fact that no one's going to win it.
Someday, though, it's got to happen, right? And then they got to make a movie about it.
That'd be crazy.
It would be incredible.
All right. 9197's our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. Hang on. Portland rocks. That's true. That's very true.
Let it be known here and now.
I meant to say Portland Rock Station. No,
that's
go with that.
Cool. That works.
Just let that soak in, Portland.
Yeah. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. By the way, we got another Trash Bandits coming up on April 19th.
Yep.
We are trying to clean up these parts with
That's right.
with a posse, a group of listeners. We get together on April 19th from 10 a.m. to noon at Lentz Park.
Yep.
And we're going to clean up the park in the surrounding area before Earth Day, day before 420. So come on out and just help clean up the city. Bring your kids down. I think we're going to have some pizza afterwards. So after we clean up, we'll be able to just feast. You know, maybe we'll go day drinking afterwards. Who knows?
Ooh, I love a little Saturday day drink.
That's what I did after lunch. Went to a bar and had a burger and a couple of beers.
Sounds
You'd
good.
earned it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking to do again. It's a good learning experience if you bring your kids or whatever.
Right.
Not all of our events are perfect for little ones, but they work here because they can clean up garbage.
Yeah, come on out, bring your kids, teach them some responsibility, and help clean up the area, and just make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
And I feel like we do a pretty good job, man. Like last time, I collected 100 online at 1059thebrew.com, but we'll see you at Lentz Park for Trash Bandits. It's 1059 The Brew. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Beefwater is going to be here in the studio in a few minutes for another Beefwater free-for-all.
Yep. That's right.
He scoured the internet over the last week looking for the free items in the Portland, Vancouver, and Salem area. So if you're a little tight on cash and you just need a new ottoman, or, last time I think there was a puppy that was there somebody was giving away.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff on the curb.
Yeah. He will tell you all about it here in about 25 minutes or so. I do have a couple of topics to get to through the iHeartRadio app.
Talk to me.
By the way, the iHeartRadio app is super, I almost said super awesome.
I mean, it is super awesome.
Like a Sunday school teacher.
Yeah.
Super awesome, kids. Mm-hmm. Jesus was super awesome.
He loved our iHeartRadio app. Little known fact.
Jesus had the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, he did.
And he made the brew the number one preset. So download the app, make the brew your number one preset, or Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Actually make all.
I think that's in the Bible somewhere.
Yeah.
Thou shalt set 105.9 The Brew as your number one preset on our iHeartRadio app.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
So download it today. It's free. And once you have it, get the brew streaming and press the microphone button to record some.
Hey guys, it's Steph. I had a run last night from Eugene to Seattle, and I'll let you know that I listened to the iHeartRadio app the whole way with no interruptions. It was so rad. I just wanted to thank you so much. I was super stoked. Thank you. iHeartRadio.
Gang, gang.
Thank you.
It's pretty great. And it is nice because when we go to commercials here live on the radio, I think it just plays another song.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens.
Like a deep cut, B-side.
And they call it our iHeartRadio app. That's how,
It
that's
is
how
ours.
infiltrated.
Did I say the?
It is ours.
Yeah,
it is ours.
Yeah, they love our ever embrace.
Hey, I love that you guys talked about it, but you need to say it's our iHeartRadio app.
Like, my bad.
It's just one of those dumb notes that you get.
We're all sharing toys together.
Yeah. So anyway, download it for free and, keep us employed because they're going to fire us if you don't.
Please.
All right. We're commercial free on The Brew. Portland's Rock Station 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. I had I totally forgot about this until just a few moments ago.
You just forgot conveniently.
Yeah, it's happened. I think what is it? Thursday of last week or Friday?
It was.
I think it was Thursday.
I feel like we had a meeting or something.
So maybe it was Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometime last
Doesn't
week.
matter.
What happens after the show is 10 a.m. comes along. We turn the mics off. And then we turn the studio off because, this can basically become a production room after that.
Right.
And then we do the Donkey Show podcast from like 10 to 10:45 or so, and whenever we're done. And then I put that online. And then Drew goes in his other studio to work on the podcast for the website. Laura goes in her other studio to work on her other radio stations. And I stay in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, nobody ever comes in here.
It's basically your room after 10:45.
Nobody ever comes to say, occasionally somebody will come to say hello, but it's really rare. I usually have to go down the halls.
And to be fair, you usually weren't here up until recently because you started doing another show.
Right.
So usually the room would empty out fairly quickly.
So I'm
Not
in here
today.
It was like 1:30 in the afternoon, or maybe close to 2:00, and dude, my stomach hurt so bad. I don't know if it was what I ate the night before, but I ripped ass in here so bad.
You pooted.
Like it wasn't even like a loud one. It was kind of silent, but I just remember I immediately smelled it.
And you're like, oh man, in a carpeted walled room.
Yeah, this tiny little studio, and I remember thinking to myself, I hope nobody comes in here because I just ripped ass and it stinks so bad.
Cue Laura.
I'm telling you, not more than 2 minutes later, Laura walked right into the studio, and my face just turned instantly beet red. And what did I say to you?
You said, I just tooted.
I go, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I just farted, and you got to leave.
Yeah, you didn't say farted though. You said tooted. I tooted in here.
So you didn't want to you didn't want to test it and see if it would go undetected. You went right on the grenade.
Yeah,
I just told her.
He fell right on it. Thankfully, I didn't actually smell it.
Oh, well,
but what I was
And-
shocked by is that Laura she just stood here, and I said, I just tooted, I guess. I just tooted, and you got to go. Because I was like, I don't want her to
Well,
smell it.
I had left my headphones in here, so I'm like,
But
well,
she
I gotta
just-
get my headphones.
What she
'cause-
did is she stopped like a deer in the headlight. She just stopped and looked at me for like 3 seconds, like she was waiting to smell it. And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I thought maybe
Get out!
I thought maybe you were joking at first, but then your face kind of told the whole story.
was so
you know?
Too bad you didn't smell it. It could have been like a ropes course for you too, like a building moment. You know, like
I'm glad
I
I'm
now
glad
know
I
you
didn't.
inside and out.
Because that kind of stuff, it sticks in your nostrils.
Or you could have been like, honestly, I'm going to stand here while you make a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, you need to change your diet, Tanner. For the love of God.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine normally don't stink, right? Because there are times I fart in here,
That's
and
what
you
you
guys
always-
never.
Everybody
no, I
has
fart in here
their-
all the time, and you guys never smell it.
Everybody, wow. Everyone has their moment, though.
doing it right now.
Even if you're a
Yikes.
non-stink, occasionally,
Yes,
a dust or
I'm
all.
mostly a
week.
non-stink guy, but
you
occasionally
can
when they do
tell-
stink, they are ripe.
And you can tell when it's going to smell because there's like a little burn.
Yeah, your
that
tummy
goes
kind of
along
hurts.
with it.
I
Yeah,
usually can
so-
have an idea, but I didn't think it was going to stink that day, and I didn't think Laura's going to walk in.
Well.
And I'm grateful you didn't smell it.
Surprise, surprise.
I've got the pizza farts. You should leave.
Immediately. Go.
It
Now.
makes me think though. Have you ever been in a situation where you farted at the worst time? Like maybe because like one of the worst places is the elevator. You think, oh, I'm in a tiny little room by myself,
I did that once.
but you're gonna fart in the elevator, and then it's gonna stop on floor 2, and you're gonna go into floor 10, and then people are gonna smell it, and they're gonna be in there with you.
I got to be honest with you though. When it happened to me, we did stop at floor 2, and I didn't even feel bad because those guys deserve it. For coming up here and using our bathroom all the time. Like we can hotbox in here together.
Farts and cigarettes. That's what it smells like in
Yeah.
here.
But
Come
have you ever tooted and in like a private room, and then somebody walked in, or maybe
pooed.
you were in an elevator and you tooted and somebody walked in?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I'm so happy you didn't smell it.
Yeah, this time. You better be more careful next time.
Well, he had the room to himself. That's pretty deep in the afternoon to be worrying about your nostrils.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, my headphones were sitting here, so I feel like he should have seen my headphones and been like,
How am I supposed to see your headphones?
been like, oh,
I don't
she's
fart
gonna-
those headphones.
She's
are in
gonna
here.
need those.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that at all.
Yeah,
But when that happened to you,
obviously.
Walk over and dust those bad boys.
98197 is our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line, or you can call us at 866-445-1059. We are commercial free. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. 105.9 The Brew, Portland's rock station. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. So I tooted here in the studio the other day. Like I let one rip as my tummy kind of hurt, I guess, and it was bad. It was a stinker. And Laura walked in like 2 minutes later, and I was like, Laura, you got to go. I just tooted, and you have to leave because Beefwater just walked in. And what did you say about toots?
I said it smells like farts in here.
Yeah, but then you said that it can change,
Yeah, I said that's the kind of move that will make people change their opinion of you. You got to be careful about where you unleash.
Right.
And I think it gave Laura pink eye, so that was unfortunate.
Yeah, I haven't stopped rubbing my eyes since then. I should probably go get that checked out.
Beefwater, have you ever tooted in an elevator and then someone walked in or a room or anything?
Look, I try and use a lot of discretion before that happens because I have a fear of that. Like I don't want people to think I'm the stinky guy.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't just let one go in my office. Anybody could walk in there at any given moment.
Right.
Because fart lock's a lot like the bathroom issue. You're a lot like me. You don't like the public bathroom.
Not at all.
So if you don't like the public bathroom at all, you fart lock around everybody.
Yeah, or you just go walk down the hall where it could be anyone.
Yeah, I should have done that. I made a mistake.
Yeah, I will say when I was waiting tables, I don't think I ever did this. I don't remember doing this, but people would like crop dust tables they didn't like and just like walk by and boop.
See,
sorry.
You run a risk dusting your own fare. You know,
Yeah.
I think you got to send another agent across. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
fair
like my table, so I'm going to send Eric with the cheese allergy over there.
Send Tony the tutor down there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to line one. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Did you ever break wind in a tight room and then somebody walk in right after it?
I used to live in a 42-story building on the 38th floor, and they had two sets of elevators, one for the top 20, one for the bottom 20. And so when I got in the elevator, a lot of times it would go all the way down to the third floor, which where the pool is, the common area. And so what I'd do is I would crop dust the elevator, get out on the third floor. It would go down to the first floor. I'd hit the button, and then when it came back up and I'd go to load onto the same elevator with the people in it, I'd be like, oh, that's so disgusting. And then I'd get out.
Oh, my God.
Wow, so you would watch your victims.
He was playing the long game.
You're
He's
like a
like
farting serial killer.
No, he's like the killer that goes back to the scene of the crime.
Yeah,
He's also not above suffering himself. Like I'm going to walk back into the lion's den and
Yeah,
we're
but
going to suffer together.
It's always different when it's yours.
The question is, what do you join them with the what in the, or do you just stand silent and snicker?
Oh, no, I walk in and walk out of the elevator and let them go up by themselves.
Oh, you don't even have to wear it. I see.
That's so gross. You guys are nasty.
I just want to, yeah. And sometimes I'll crop dust in a grocery store, and then I'll run over and tell my wife, watch the look on that guy's face over my produce. Just watch.
That's cruel.
This guy's a child, and I
He's
love
a
it.
cruel
It doesn't
man.
hurt anybody.
All right.
You don't know that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
You
the
don't know
call.
the long-term effects of
the carcinogens coming out of your cheeks.
Yeah.
We got some text messages coming in on our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. This text comes from 9442. It says, my boss Jeff rips some of the most nasty farts, and he does it during important meetings with people in there, and it enjoys the pain it gives others. And then he just laughs like a school child.
Yeah, farting is old school, right? Like that is the international laughing tool. Is a good fart.
Also a very Jeff move.
It is a very Jeff.
Yeah, it sounds like something Jeff would do.
Yeah. I've been waiting all week to use this Jeff drop.
Where is it?
Guys, I'm already late on
gone.
it. The moment's passed.
Oh no,
but
it's
I'm
just
gonna use
arriving.
it.
His name is
Jeff. Worth it. Worth the wait.
It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Is this Tristan?
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey man, did you ever crop dust a room and then have someone walk
Tristan
in?
the tutor.
PT was what I go by.
Oh,
But
double T.
yeah, so I used to be a service technician doing HVAC work, and I had this real rude lady, for lack of better words. And so I'm up in her attic working on her furnace, and this lady's just complaining nonstop. So I turned the fan on and let one rip after a couple IPAs the night before.
Oh,
And,
you dusted her on
I
purpose.
dropped up the whole house.
It went through her vent system. Every room she retreats to. You cannot run.
I hope you could hear the reverberation from the toot through the vents too.
Hey, sorry, ma'am. I found a raccoon in your attic.
And there's a rotting It's something. There's a rat or something.
I think it's the funniest part is that the fart went throughout the whole house.
Yeah, exactly.
So, thanks, dude. Appreciate the call. Let's go to, is this Blake?
Yeah.
Hey, Blake, did you ever crop dust a room and then somebody walked in on it?
We would crop dust people on purpose because I worked in a fab that made microchips, and we would have to take them to be inspected by somebody who was sitting in a chair and just head to ass level. And he would get mad and be like, "No, you guys, knock it off." Yep, crop dust if your head was in the way.
If that happened to me if somebody did that to me all the time, I would also get so mad.
You start punching people in the spine.
Yes.
Let's go to Syrian Steve. Good morning, Syrian Steve.
Oh, boy.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
You're doing well. Did you ever fart, break wind or whatever, and then somebody walked into the room right after that?
I'll tell you what, somebody did it to me because when I first moved to Oregon, I worked for Sears moving appliances, and there was a team driving job, you know. And I started going with that guy, and he's like a bigger. I have nothing against big guys. He's a bigger dude, and like every freaking seems like 10 minutes he rips one, and I'm like, it's getting hot in here. He rolls down the window, and then and I was like, okay. So like the second time, third time, fourth time, I'm like, oh, that one is gonna leave a mark. Oh, this one's gonna itch later, and that guy just like, dude, it is so freaking bad. So I went to the office and I'm like, bro, you got to give me somebody else. Well, what's wrong? What's going on? I'm like, dude, I can't do it. This guy, like, he already reeks like cigarettes in a bar when he comes into work. And, add that crap to it, man. It was really bad. So, say the least, it was like 2 days and I quit that job because they would have switched to somebody else.
To be stuck inside of a car with somebody who's doing that, no way.
How embarrassing though! Like your coworker wanted to quit because you stink. You smell too bad.
That's bad.
It's just baking yesterday's pizza in that body of his.
And 13 hams, tall boys.
Honest to God, I felt like my face was freaking melting. It was so bad, man. That guy is like really, really bad.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you. I feel like I can taste it.
Oh.
I ordered Uber Eats over the weekend, and the guy who dropped off my food, when he opened up his car, the car reeked of cigarettes, and I felt like I could taste it.
You're gonna say it reeked like poot.
Like
probably if the cigs cleared, you'd smell some booty in there.
We got some talkback messages coming in on the iHeartRadio app. Did you ever break wind in a room? See, I was in the room by myself when I tooted, and then Laura walked in, and I just was super embarrassed because I didn't want her to smell it. Did that ever happen?
I feel like she invaded your safe space.
Yeah.
Because I always knocked before I entered hers.
She didn't ask to come in. She just came in.
Well, I saw the microphone was probably not on, so I just bust right in.
I didn't want to fart right into the mic.
Why not?
Turn it off for a second.
That could be a bit.
Here's some talkbacks.
So I used to work in a corporate center, and it was about 7:30 on a Monday night, and I was getting ready to leave the office. And I expected nobody to be in the building whatsoever. And I decided to fart. Well, the elevator decided to stop on the next floor down, and the guy comes in, and I said, damn, I'm sorry. He just looks at me and says, yep, it's bad.
Yep.
How embarrassing can that ever be?
Yeah, dude, you're gross.
It's very bad.
Go directly to urgent care.
Another talkback.
Hey, Tandrew and Lord Stupid Dan. I had one of these occasions at work. I was late at the office. There's only a few people left working. I was at the copy machine making scans, and I even did one of those peer down the hallways to see that nobody was coming, and I let out the worst SBD you've ever smelled. Just then, the printer started printing something, and I knew I was cooked. The second it stopped printing, I grabbed the prints, hustled down the hallway to hand it off awkwardly. I think I got out clear.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah. Except for the back of your khakis have a little splat.
Exactly. All right, more of your calls and texts coming up. If you don't have the iHeartRadio app, download it for your cell phone. It is free. Beefwater is here with another free-for-all coming up here in just a few minutes, and you can watch this all online at 1059thebrew.com. We're commercial-free on The Brew. All right, a few more talkbacks, and then we'll get to Beefwater's segment here. But we asked the question, have you ever tooted in a room by yourself thinking you were going to be alone, and then somebody walked in, whether that was an elevator or an office? It happened to me just last week. I was in the studio after the show, and I tooted, and it was a stinker. It was really not great. And I thought to myself, God, it'd be really embarrassing if somebody walked in here. Not 2 minutes later, Laura shows up, and I was like, you got to go, because I just tooted, and it's going to be really bad. And I'm grateful you didn't smell it, because it would have changed our relationship.
Yeah.
You were 1 minute away from tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I would have come in a little bit earlier, it would have been a different story probably.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get a couple of talkbacks through the iHeart Radio app. This one's from Big John, I believe.
Morning, Brew Crew. This is Big John. One time I got some new protein powder, and it gave me the bubble guts a little bit.
Oh.
And I was stretching at the gym in the corner where no one else goes, except for this one time, this really hot chick walks up to grab something, and she said, it smells like Bigfoot took a dump in the corner. And I'm sitting right there.
You're like, well,
he kind of did.
You're,
He
you're
kinda looks
half
like
right.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Man, and
I just see
shame on
Big
you
John
for
sitting in the corner like Winnie the Pooh. Honestly, you know, with his legs sticking out like that.
Stretching and sad that she pointed out that you're sitting there farting. Like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
He tried, you know.
I mean, he's doing the right things. He's at the gym.
Yeah.
He's taking the protein.
But Beefwater did make a good point. If you really want to be sure, you go to the bathroom and
take a walk.
and you air it out. Right, I see. Another talkback we're getting through the app.
There was a time when I was in the back seat with my girl of my buddy's convertible, and him and his girl were in the front, and he's driving on the freeway with the top down, and I had to fart, so I let one rip, and thinking it was just gonna, leave the car, and no, it blew around up into the front seat, and this guy just starts dry heaving while he's driving to the point where he had to pull down. He got so mad at me, it was hilarious.
Oh my God. That must have been pretty bad.
in a convertible driving, that is on a level.
That's when you know your farts are bad.
When you stink up outside. That is a new level.
That is a skill.
The gas just hung low.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, it is time for another segment of Beefwater's Free for All. So, Beefwater, doing the Lord's work, scours the internet every week looking for not just deals, but free items. There are free sections of things. People are giving away couches, pool tables, workout equipment.
Piles of pallets.
They're just giving stuff away. So Beefwater finds all the best stuff, puts a little list together, and then shares it with us. We've listened to you talk about puppies and turtles people are giving away.
A variety of animals, workout equipment. Like it's
What's the weirdest thing you think you've
gold
seen?
Mine. Well, I got one right here.
Okay.
This first one might take the cake.
Got a doozy.
Okay, 30-pound buckets of mayo waiting for you in class.
I'm sorry,
Whoa. Mayonnaise?
30-pound buckets of mayonnaise.
What do you mean a bucket? Like an open bucket or
Sealed buckets.
So that's like
Okay.
5 gallons, right?
It's a
Like the buckets from Costco
yeah,
are 5 gallons.
like a big paint bucket.
Yeah, it's a 5 gallon.
What?
So this is waiting for you out in Clackamas, and it's not a bucket. It appears to be that someone came into an entire pallet of buckets of mayonnaise. They're stacked.
Why? Is
so
it like a
if you're-
Subway or something?
Yeah, I don't
know.
understand why you would have so much extra mayo. Is it say if it's expired?
They must have come into it some way, somehow. If you're looking to break a world record for the largest batch of potato salad, today is your lucky day. Fear not, it's been kept at a food-safe temperature, and they say it lasts 12 to 18 months. No deliveries, though. You got to go.
You got to come get it.
You got to
Right.
go use your own back to get them buckets.
Well, I mean, it's free. I'm not delivering stuff to your place for free.
That's a lot of nays to be
Dude,
spreading.
I don't know this. I would love to know the backstory on it. I might hit them up and go, hey, can I pick up a couple of those just to find out what's going on?
Yeah.
Right.
The grocery savings continue here. If you're in the Portland area, you can easily claim 7 jars of pickles left over from an unspecified sporting event. The jars come intact, no broken seals, and for those of you whose ears just perked up there, you're looking at 4 jars of kosher dill sandwich slims and 3 jars of oval cut hamburger dill chips. They're on the porch in a bag. You know the rules. If you take one, you're taking them all.
Okay.
7 jars of uncracked pickles.
This could have been a basketball game. This could have been a kid's soccer game.
maybe
like
left
a
over
barbecue
from-
or something?
Yeah,
Because
who
they're all
knows
like
what?
sandwich pickles.
Are those
Probably a pickleball tournament.
So they're name brand then?
They were, if we're going to get into specifics, they were Kroger brand, so not necessarily name brand, but they are new. And look, a bargain's a bargain, right?
Okay. Yeah, well, I was saying if homemade would be a little weird, but anything from the store without the top pop, that's pickle paradise.
Intact. All right, and if you're looking to get weird in Beaverton, look no further than this post for not one, not two, but 3 free mannequin heads.
Oh, my God.
Mannequin heads?
Mannequin heads, 2 females and a male with a beard. Make up this mannequin. That's right. It makes up this mannequin hat trick. Use them for styling wigs or just put them on a shelf like a serial killer. They're available for pickup March 20th to the 22nd.
Let's be honest. The person who picks those up is a weirdo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be somebody who's in like school to do hair or something like that, and they need a mannequin head to practice.
Or they could have a real head in a bowling bag somewhere.
I mean, that could be too.
Maybe they just need
leaning
a little,
towards weird.
little company around the house.
Okay,
You don't know.
It's like a Wilson, yeah. It's like a Wilson ball.
Yeah, you're a little buddy.
And last but not least, if you hate germs and you're near the Washougal area, don't sleep on these 7-piece sanitizing kits. Each kit contains hand wipes, hand sanitizer, tissues, earplugs, gloves, and a mask. 200 units left for the taking.
Wow.
But if you're not ready to drive to Washougal, don't bother contacting this guy. And those are his words, not mine. So
you're like, don't waste my time.
Don't be toeing around with me. I got 200 of these dudes to get out the door. I don't got time for you hee-hawing around. But that's it. I'm Beefwater. That's your free-for-all for this week.
There it is.
Get all of this now on Facebook Marketplace.
Gotta love that Facebook. I check that thing a lot. Like, there was a while there, especially when I was looking for a home gym. I was checking it multiple times a day. It became like an addiction.
Yeah, and then it starts keeping track of what you're searching for, and then it just starts feeding you the gold.
And then now, because I've searched for gyms and like studio equipment and like a studio desk, it's all I'm getting in my feed. And then it gets me.
Nice.
Even though I purchased the stuff already, I click on it, I go, what about this one?
He's got a Bowflex on the way, a Tony Little's Gazelle.
That's it.
And some
a clarinet.
And some Nordic track.
Exactly.
I'm picking up a food dehydrator and 37 lop-eared rabbits after work today.
Perfect.
Doing it right, both of you.
Thank you, Beefwater. Appreciate it. And yeah, you're leaving tomorrow for Dallas, Texas.
Heading out, having a little family time.
Well, that's why you're in such a good mood.
Going on a trip. Well, today's
I love
kind
wheels
of
up feeling. The day before, you're kind of in a la-la land.
It's hard to take time off of work. There's just always stuff. So, like, you got to work ahead and then dig out when you get back.
Now,
so
have you told people that you're available via phone, or are you just going dark
No, I
when you go on vacation?
I let people know that I'm out of the office, and look, if an emergency comes up,
so he's going to take calls.
Reach out.
Look at him; he already knows. He's going to take calls.
It just comes with the territory, but we're trying not to, and it's going to be a good time.
Well, no one deserves a few days off more than you do.
Screen if Court calls you, you screen him.
Yeah, just say you don't have service or something.
Well, look.
Do not answer the phone if Court calls you. I'm going to tell him don't call him, and if you do, he's not going to answer.
You look.
Just Court.
Don't answer your phone call.
Yeah, there's a whole staff that need to leave him alone.
Court on the banish
If I call, you better pick up or I'll kill you. But if Court calls, don't pick up.
Well,
just don't.
It'll be a good time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
All right.
Are you going to bring us some souvenirs, or?
I might bring you something back.
Don't make him a slave to that, though. Hit us with a magnet and enjoy your
Bring her
trip.
a Dallas Cowboys t-shirt.
Yeah, she
That's what
loves
she
the
wants.
Cowboys.
She wants an actual cowboy, and I don't know how I'm gonna fold
That's
him up
true.
to get him in my suitcase.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you are carrying
You'll
on.
figure it out. You're pretty crafty.
Well, we'll have some pictures posted if you could send us some.
Yeah, I'll take some photos. You guys are welcome to call, and we can do if you want to touch base and see where I'm at.
I will.
You know, if I'm taking line dance lessons or
Wow.
you know, riding
Or
a
you're in
wild bronc.
A barbecue food coma.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna eat so much barbecue. I am.
It's the best.
You're
on
already teetering on the edge. Be careful.
I have been thinking about just eating barbecue for the last 4 days.
Yeah, it's the best down there, dude. You're
It's
gonna
my-
love it.
It's my favorite.
And so is the
food.
Mexican food. The Mexican food's really good too.
Yeah, but dude, just keep that brisket a coming.
Well, we'll have photos, so follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 1059 The Brew and at Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Beefwater's still in here. One thing we didn't talk about in the last segment about him going to Texas tomorrow, he's going to visit the Dr. Pepper factory.
The museum.
Oh, the museum.
I don't know
Which
if
is
the
actually
factory
better.
is adjacent. I know you can get some old school Dr. Pepper there at the end of the museum, but yeah, I don't have a whole lot of detail.
I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and you know how here Dr. Pepper's maybe at every other store, every other third store, or something like that. I just feel like it's not at every single place. In Texas, it's at every single restaurant.
Which
and
is
it's
great
the
because
number one
Dr.
thing.
Pepper is the superior soda. I don't
It
care
is.
what anyone says.
It's the best
story of a man, Dr. Julius Pepper, was a great man.
Was
with
that his
a
name, really?
With a thirst for greatness. And 413 flavors per can.
Well, it blows me away how long these sodas have been around. You know, like Dr. Pepper's been around for like 100 years or something.
I wonder what it tasted like then, though. Like
I know,
I'm sure
right?
It's wildly different than what it tastes like now.
It always cracks me up, though, with Dr. Pepper. Anytime they come out with, like, a vanilla Dr. Pepper or an orange Dr. Pepper, I'm like, it's already got 23 flavors in it. Why are we
Right.
adding more?
Dude,
We can't leave anything alone.
Yeah.
How old do you think Dr. Pepper is?
108 years old.
How old do you think, Drew?
I had already poorly pulled up the
Okay.
Wikipedia.
Drew, Laura, how old do you think Dr. Pepper,
I'm
the
going to
company is?
say it came out, it started in 1878.
Laura, you're not far off. It actually is 139 years old, and it was created in 1885 in Waco, Texas.
Just like I said.
So that's going to be the perfect.
What did you say?
I said 108.
Yeah, so you were off.
Yeah,
she
he
was
was-
closer.
I get it. That's why I went in and said that. I
But
was right.
but the fact that it is
Just to remind you,
founded
Kate, let me just make
in Waco, you better. I'm guessing the factory's right there too. Then
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they closed that down and it's been absorbed and they bottle it elsewhere. Who knows?
outsourced to Guadalajara.
Oh, that'd be
Probably so.
messed up, though, to have the museum there and not make any Dr. Pepper.
Well, we're going to
there.
find out. We're going to answer
Yeah.
all these questions in
Yeah.
short order.
I love that drink, man. It's my drink.
I wanna-
Bring me back a keychain. or
Beef
something.
water, well, yeah, give me a shirt that says, I love DP.
You don't want to wear that shirt.
She definitely needs the visor.
I'll find one.
Why not? I don't.
The Peps.
I
She
don't-
likes Dr. Julius
I don't
Pepper.
get the joke.
It's my daughter's favorite soda as well. And when she found out I was going there, she looked at me like, "What are you, dude? You're so rude. Why are you?"
No,
doing
you're
this
not.
to
You're not taking me.
Yeah.
Why don't you take me
Well,
along?
follow us on the gram at 105.9 The Brew and at Tanner, Drew, and Laura to see all the pictures from Drew's from Beefwater's vacation.
Yeah, no, I will be posting Drew's old vacation.
Okay.
It's going to be real awkward.
Sounds great.
Also, Beefwater came in here to remind us that we have a major concert announcement. you guys. A huge concert announcement. These bands been around for a while. It looks like August 12th at the Cuthbert Amphitheater in Eugene. 105.9 The Brew welcomes 311 with special guests Bad Flower.
You can already smell the burning grass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's not a prairie fire. It's a
No.
straight up chronic fest.
I've never been to this venue.
It's
Either
awesome.
of you two?
I love the Cuthbert Amphitheater.
How big is it? What's the capacity?
Not very big. But it's an all outdoor venue, so you can kind of crowd
Yeah.
people in there a little bit. It's right behind Autzen Stadium.
What would you compare it to size-wise here? Maybe like
man.
Edgefield or something? Or
I'd say about an Edgefield.
yeah, I feel
But
like it's like about those size, that size.
But even constructed in the yard a little bit better, because Edgefield is great, but it's just one big grass unit.
Yeah.
They have built this out so it's got good acoustics, the whole
Okay.
deal. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So Bad Flower along with 311, August 12th at the Cuthbert Amphitheater. We will have tickets at 1059thebrew.com. When do they go on sale? Friday?
Friday morning.
Friday morning.
10 o'clock.
Bada bing, bada boom.
311's been around for a gajillion years, man. I remember I was a freshman in high school listening to that Down song.
Yeah, fun
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
311 came out the same year as Dr. Pepper.
That
Not
old.
true.
So true.
And I remember they loved weed. My friend in high school, his name was Kevin, was a huge 311 fan, and he got their DVD. And the DVD was nothing about music. It was just them showing off their weed.
Oh, my God.
And back then you're like, bros, you got to see this. These guys have the dank.
And they had those huge nugs that are all crystally and
I
everything.
do feel like they always play shows on 420. Like, I think they played shows at, like, Red Rocks on 420 a lot.
Yeah, they're
Just
a big
'cause-
weed band.
Yeah, why not?
They're the Seth Rogen of
If you have a movie about nugs, you're definitely a weed band.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s. I feel like I saw 311 15 times. Like they were here a lot.
I've never seen them live.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Never. Yeah.
I haven't either.
Well, guess what? I'm going to make your dreams come true.
All right, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so we are done for today. We will see you tomorrow with another pair of tickets to see David Spade.
Yeah.
We are going to record a brand new Donkey Show podcast here in a few minutes, though. We'll have it posted on the website around 11 a.m. at 1059thebrew.com, so go check it out. It's the show after the show, totally unedited and uncensored. Court's in next. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.